The newest Spider-Man movie without any Spider-Man in it, Kraven the Hunter, just dropped. Was it good? I'll let you know. Hi everyone, my name is Bob and welcome to Was It Good, where I give you my movie and TV show reviews. And today we're going to be talking about Kraven the Hunter, which is Sony's latest Spider-Man Universe movie that doesn't have Spider-Man in it. Now I am going to keep this review spoiler free, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, you don't need to worry about any spoilers. Now if you have seen it, I'd really like to know what you thought. Why don't you go ahead and share your comments in the comment section below? Let me know. Do you like it? Hate it? Do you like the Sony Spider-Man Universe movies? Are you even looking forward to seeing this at all? I'd really like to know what you thought. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to it. Kraven the Hunter is the R-rated standalone story of how one of Marvel's most iconic villains came to be. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays Kraven, a man whose complex relationship with his ruthless gangster father, Nikolai Kravinoff, starts him down a path of vengeance with brutal consequences, which motivate him to become not only the greatest hunter in the world, but also one of its most feared. Now, when it comes to these films that were done by Sony that are set within the Spider-Man universe, there have been several bad films. There have been a couple of entertaining ones, but the majority of them have been pretty bad. Now, I was curious, was Kraven going to be somewhat entertaining like the Venom films, or was it going to fall off a cliff like this year's Madam Web?
Now!
I'm going to start off with the things that I did enjoy, and there were a couple of them. First, I really did enjoy probably the first 15 minutes of the film, as far as I found it to be kind of interesting, and I also liked that action sequence at the beginning. Plus, throughout the film, there were a few action sequences here and there that I did enjoy. Also, I got to give it to Aaron Taylor Johnson. He was definitely in shape for the movie.
7-minute abs.
He must have watched that workout video because he definitely looked like he could play the part. But the two things I enjoyed most about the movie, first, the theater was hardly crowded. And this is finally the end of the Sony Spider-Man Universe.
Thanks for the good news.
I'll talk about why I'm glad in a moment, but other than a few action sequences, there wasn't really a whole lot I liked about this movie. There are actually so many things that I could mention here. I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'm going to go ahead and start off with the acting, the editing, the directing, the writing, the dialogue, and the way the lines were delivered, because all of those are, how shall I say?
Crap, mega crap.
The story to me felt like it was very disjointed, and parts of scenes felt like they were missing, in that it jumped from one scene to the next, but it felt like something else should have been in there, so the editing felt off to me. Also, I didn't think that the dialogue was very well written. Some of it just literally made me laugh out loud. It was like it was dialogue from Madam Web. Also, the way the actors delivered their lines also made me laugh out loud. I mean, even the great Russell Crowe, he was bad in this. I thought every actor in the way that they delivered their lines was bad in this movie, and Russell Crowe wasn't even immune to it. So just from top to bottom, there were so many areas of this movie that I just thought were laughably bad. Also, some of the CGI looked very wonky, and I know a lot of movies are going to have wonky CGI, but there were some scenes that involved some of the animals that were done CGI, and there's one specific towards the end where I thought it looked a little ridiculous. So the CGI wasn't very good for this. Even though the action sequences themselves were fine, you mix in portions of CGI, and I thought those scenes looked pretty bad. Also, I didn't really like the villain. I've seen other adaptations done better of this character, so because of that, I thought he wasn't very memorable at all. And finally, when it comes to this film, along with all of these other Sony Spider-Man Universe films, the biggest problem with them all, where is Spider-Man?
It's all my fault. I drove Spider-Man away.
And I know there are logistical reasons for that, because Sony has a deal with Marvel so Spider-Man can be used in the MCU, but Sony went ahead and tried to take all these side characters and villains and give them their own solo movies without establishing them in a Spider-Man movie. And when you know where they originate and who they're supposed to be fighting or who they're connected with, and you don't actually see that character, it makes it really hard for the viewers to connect with them. And I know for me as a viewer, I really just couldn't get into these films or connect with these characters, because I know several of them, like Venom and in the Venom movies, or Kraven in this case, they're supposed to be fighting Spider-Man. That's what you expect and that's what you hope for. And because you're not going to get it, it makes it really hard to get into these characters. Real quick, before I get into my final thoughts, I want to encourage everybody to go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel. Maybe I reviewed something that you're interested in, or something that you've seen already and would like to let me know what you thought. Also, for those that are interested, I do have another YouTube channel with a couple of friends of mine where we put on a show called Dad's Turn to Talk. This is an opportunity for three dads to get together and talk about the things that we want to talk about, including movies, sports, pop culture, and have a little bit of fun at each other's expense. The link to that channel will be in the description below. Final thoughts. Was it good? I thought this movie was laughably bad in so many ways, whether it be from the acting, the writing, the dialogue, the CGI. It was just riddled with so many things that weren't up to par. Now, I did enjoy it a little bit more than Madam Web, but when it comes to the acting and the dialogue and the story, it's right on par with that film. And it's actually kind of sad because I do appreciate what Sony was trying to do with these characters. But if you're trying to make a Spider-Man universe and you don't have the thing that actually makes the universe what it is, and that's Spider-Man, these films were never going to work out. This was a movie just like the previous ones that I really had trouble connecting with. Now, if you're still watching this long, I'd like to thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.